Hello, my name is Zhatelier. Welcome back for another episode of EU4 as Palembang. In previous episode we got kind of kicked off Sumatra by Malacca, also from Andaman, which is a bit of a shame. I would like to keep that island actually, and colonize it and then keep on raiding over here in the Indian Ocean, but that's unfortunately not an option currently. But anywho, we are now settling down in Australia slowly. We're doing it at least. We're getting, well, I suppose we're getting 50 colonists per year, plus then, I suppose, another 50 to 75, most likely. So, currently are growing at a decent speed. It's producing incense, actually. Okay, that's actually, it's not the worst. Right now, the price of it is not very high, but it will keep on growing sooner or later. Unfortunately, our money situation is rather dire. There's not too much I can do about that. I probably should have to, well, you know what, no, we'll wait for the high income thing. We'll get it eventually. But we have completed the exploration ideas at least, so that's good. We are still very much behind in tech. There's not too much I can do about that. We do still need to get the Diplotech up to date as well. Any more pirating, or privateering rather, that we can do tax collection. How long do we have the truce? We probably have quite a bit actually. Yeah, still got 11 years. Well, good thing is Malacca will not be able to reach us. I suppose over here, how long? That's another 3 years. I don't know if we can hold on for that long, quite frankly. Oh, is there more pirating in here? No, no, there is not yet. But it's mostly the various natives over here that we will need to do raiding on, just to get that a little bit extra money. Oh, in October next year we can do that one. Okay. Oh, hello. I see a target. Quickly, we need to raid it. Oh, Mamluks in Golden Era. Okay, good on them. Well, there is still... Oh, I can still colonize Belitung. Then do raiding on all of this. Tempting idea. Or somewhere over here to do some still raiding all, well, out to Maldives at least. And Ceylon. Not ideal necessarily, but it's a possibility. Right, let's go and privateer that. That's another 12 ducats, so that's about a year that we can still last, so a bit longer than. The inflation's pretty bad, we've still got 4 loans as well. Ooh, fertility. Well, there we go. Indian Ocean Islands get local tax modifier plus 20%. And we've got the temple in there as well, so that's not too bad. We can actually, we'll get rid of the edict right now to save up some cash. So that's also going to be somewhat reduction on the expenses. It's still not a huge savings, mind you, but it is better than nothing. Wars of war are pretty tiny. I suppose our fleet is also quite tiny. How much do we actually pay up here for these ships? So it's a slight profit with these two. Not by much, but slightly regardless. The funny thing is that we could still have a fairly sizable fleet, it's just we don't have currently. I'm going to start doing a bit of counter-espionage on Sunda, because they're the only one that can claim our main island currently. Or capital island, I suppose I should say. Another thing that I could probably do is I could maybe increase the military development. Well, actually, I'd have to put in the edict for that, shouldn't we? I'm going to save up the points for now. So maybe try to catch some of the techs. Although the extra money from the development might not be terrible. Now we'll spend a bit of development on at least the taxes and manpower. There we go. So we've got now 20 development in here. That's going to be decent. Renaissance still has not spawned in. If you have a look at the map mode, it has not reached India yet even. Eventually it will, but thus far it has not. But at least we got the 20 development in here, so it's better than nothing. It's just going to take a while. A long, long while, in fact. Oh, but we're present in 2 continents at least, so there we go. We might be able to get up... Oh! We can get the high developed colonies. That would be useful. Another one, of course, would be the adaptive combat train, but... Oh! Takes some more money. That's coastline though, so it's not necessarily that good. So I think the high development colonies is a bit of a no-brainer. Ah, and now we... No, actually, we're not paying that much. There we go, let's get that one. Now, we are already 600 colonists in Mangala. So that is at least good. We're still paying about a third of a ducat per month on the... You know what, can I still reduce that? Oh, tiny bit. Any more raiding that we can do? As a matter of fact, yes, there is. Alright, let's go. Raid that, that's 19 ducats. So I'm going to go ahead and pay off another... Ooh, that's going to be the next one. So I guess we'll pay that one off. It's not going to be a whole lot of interest that we save in there, but it's still something. And that's another 19 ducats. Any more places that we can raid? I don't see any more currently. Get these back to the port. Or the colony, that is. Now, we could, in theory, pay off another loan. I guess that does then mean that the deficit is now not too bad. So, at this point, we can keep our economy afloat with raiding. It's not going to be a whole lot of money, but it's still money. Oh, let's look claim on... Oh, right, an Indrapura. We still got some permanent claims in here. Oh, no, actually we don't. We have cores, of course, but we won't be... Well, I suppose... Oh, yeah, because with the primary culture of that, we won't lose the cores. That is actually good to know. Also, is this one... This is going to be our culture in here. So we will be able to do our return to the islands eventually. It's just going to take a while. Yeah, so there we go. It's already June. Any more raiding? No, those aren't colonized, so we can't raid those yet. These aren't technically being colonized either. At least we're 2/3 of the way done with the colony. And it's increasing at a decent speed overall. It's like 4 to 5 colonies per month. Plus then, of course, we got a decent chance of, yeah, at least, you know, twice a year we'll probably get the extra 25. So it should be about 100 per year growth. Currently, it will probably slow down slightly the closer we get to it. Oh, well, there we go. It's 700 now. So how's the world looking like elsewhere? So Ming's still somewhat holding it together. Aura is pretty large. Oh, hey, we can get another government reform. Now, let's see. What do we have here? The Pirate King. Admiral becomes ruler when current ruler dies. No elections. Captain influence would go up. Black Market Consortium can place trade post. Vassal transfer trade power. Okay, yeah. War against the world doctrine. I think we're going to have to go with this one, though. We cannot have slaves at trade good, but yeah, we'll go with that. For kind of roleplay reasons right now. So, I suppose it does reduce the shipbuilding time, which is quite handy. Buccaneers get more influence, less years of separatism. And we get the casus belli against everyone. Which I don't remember, what is the casus belli against? Or, like, what does it actually give us? All provinces at 75% cost, 75% aggressive expansion, at 100% prestige. And that is that... Technically, I guess that's a humiliation, or the, Oh, Tate Capital Province, okay. So it's basically like the very, well, somewhat early imperialism, casus belli. Of course, that's a lot easier said than done to actually defeat those, but, you know, let's see how it goes. Oh, we're actually making money now. Oh, no, we're not. If we weren't paying the diplomatic, or the war operations, we would be. Just about. No more raiding to do currently, though. Fortunately, not enough unrest over here in Malacca yet to... Ooh. Okay, Sunda declare all Makassar as a conquest. So Sunda is also expanding quite a bit. I'll start building a bit of spy network over here in Larakia. I do want to start getting a bit of claims on at least some of these nations. And start expanding. It's not going to be easy. We are still... Actually, no, we're not over our force limit anymore. We did increase our force limit quite a bit, actually. I don't think we need the spy network in Malacca currently. We'll recall that one to have at least one spare. Ooh, new election. Now, I suppose our current ruler is not the worst. The righteous is actually pretty nice, so we'll keep him. Ooh, shipping manifest. The smart legs gain some more influence. We get... Oh, right, a trade advisor. That's not too shabby. Yeah, we're still quite a bit behind in the techs. Looks like, oh yeah, the neighborhood bonus from Renaissance is starting to get pretty darn high. Lost claim on Indrapura. And how is the Renaissance, speaking of which? Well, Transoxiana is getting that pretty quickly, and of course Mamluks have got that. Hormuz is not yet, or has not yet embraced it. It's already spreading down to Madagascar as well. That's actually another place. Oh, where to get a colony in... Whole Hawaii. That would allow us to raid at least down here in the south. As well as potentially raid up to... no, that would be too far away from Madagascar, but if we were to get to Mauritius, then we could raid along the African coast. We may need to do something like that to just get most out of this. Now, any more raiding? Doesn't it? Well, some of this is not going to last for too long. December, so we can do a bit of raiding in there. And tradition scorned. You know what? We'll just take a small hit there. Getting the Navy tradition is nice and all that, but I don't necessarily want to... Oh, hello. I will take that at the such a huge cost necessarily. We can do a bit of raiding in here. Is that... Oh, they moved away. Oh, perfect. So we might be able to then colonize that one next. So start getting a bit of a area here to work with. Alright, there we go. That's another 13 ducats. Any more places? Oh, yes, they are. Cells are there. I'm guessing Sunda... Well, right, they are having the war. Makassar did actually manage to get this siege, but it's probably their allies that actually did that. Yeah, Kutai, probably. Over there, which they are being sieged down by someone else currently. Probably Sambas, actually. Yeah, it is Sambas. Alright, then. Well, in the meanwhile, we are going to get the raiding over here underway. Very shortly. There we go. It's 50 duckers, there we go. Any more raiding? Was that it? That's seemingly it right now. Alright then, let's sail back here. And then let's go out and pay off another one of the loans. Actually, we can pay all of them. There we go. So now we are just barely making deficit. But we have no army maintenance or whatnot, so, you know, it's not exactly ideal. We've still got about, probably about a year and a half or so before Mangala is colonized. But it will be eventually. And then we can start, well, we'll get a bit of extra development in there. We can get Kurama underway as a colony. And since that is going to be next to a province, it will have up to 55 per year, if I'm not mistaken. At least it should be. Heated debates. I guess we'll lose a bit of money. Not ideal, but it is what it is. And I believe our war reparations... No, they are still... Oh, it's still 2 more years. Okay. But once that's gone, we will actually start making a small amount of money. Though it might be time to start expanding the... well, yeah, the privateer fleet. Can I actually still do privateering in anywhere else? Coromandel or Malacca? So, not really. Malacca will be a good place for it, I reckon, but not yet. There we go, we're already at 900 people in here. So, about a year and we should have this sorted out, I think. Any more raiding? No, not yet. I will say the piracy map mode is a godsend when you're playing as a pirate. Technically, I guess also if you're playing as the Knights or I guess some of the Barbary Coast nations, it's still also quite handy. We have raided quite a bit of the coastlines over here. For a good reason, mind you. We need the money. Oh, so oh no, the war is still going. Oh, Balakish and Kashmir. Okay. More nations forming up. There's 400 natives there. So we may need to do a little bit increased army maintenance after we get this one colonized. And we'll be getting some extra money through there anyway. And then we'll just increase the maintenance, we'll get the troops there, we'll defeat the natives. Probably once, and be done with it. It's only 400, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Although, it would give us a little bit more local goods produce if we keep them there. It ain't much. Big. Oh, it's a war province. Okay, good to know. It could still be handy to have that tiny bit of boost. Was it some... Ooh, you know what? We'll take the prestige right now. Some shady people. Oh, there we go. We're basically potentially 1 month away if we get a successful roll on the colonists. Or the, yeah, the colonists. To get enough settlers, but no, we did not get that yet. There's at least, or at most 5 months away, the colony being completed, so that's good. Still 3 months at most. 2 months. Okay, well, next month is going to be regardless. In fact, I can probably recall the colonists already. Well, Malacca declared war on Intrapura. I'm going to start sending it over here already. Because that's going to be done... Yeah, there we go. a bit of prestige. We can go ahead and turn this into a territory, I guess. And then core that. And how much are we making? I suppose now we can increase the maintenance slightly. For a little while. Go for like a ducat per month. And then we'll wait for a month. We'll move these into Kurama. Keep them there. We'll be having a slight deficit. But we should be able to do some more raiding soon enough, I reckon. And just the fact that we have that is going to be huge. Basically force these natives to move away from us. Or separate them at least a bit further away from each other. Oh, and then we've got the second fleet in here. Are you still doing privateering? I thought you were, but I guess not. We'll go back to Moluccas. Do some privateering there. Well, let's go ahead and send these troops in. I think we'll have enough to deal with 400 natives. Every now and then. We're actually still making a slight profit. Oh, right, we lost the explorers. Well, I suppose this is the leader over here. Admittedly, getting a new explorer might not be a terrible idea. Actually, no. We're not going to hire that because we want to get the Diplotech, because otherwise we're going to start falling pretty far behind. So that's what we'll do. Oh, and can we get... Yes, we can get a claim over there. So how is our military and all that currently? We could still increase the size of that. Actually, we could spend a bit of the Marines. Get a second unit of Marines in here. Any more... No, can't do any more raiding. How long until these are done? Okay, so 2 more years and we'll be having some more options, at least in Java. So actually, who's Malacca fighting currently? Oh, they're fighting Sunda. Oh. That's the 2 big ones fighting now. And how long do we have truce with them? Another 5 years. Okay, I don't think the war's going to last that long. This could be a perfect time. Actually, I do wonder. So Sunda, you've got 21,000 men. Malacca, you've got 23,000. So it's going to be somewhat equally numbered, I reckon. Let's actually have a look. So Malacca, you're fighting Sunda. It's actually only Sunda that you're fighting. Oh no, not quite. There's also Indrapura, but Indrapura is the war goal, I presume. Yeah. So I suspect that Malacca will actually win that. The Sunda can probably do quite a bit of number on some of their fleet at least. And it's probably going to be costly on both sides. Which might then mean that we could then strike upon... Well, probably not strike upon Sunda yet. But that's the 2 sort of major... Well, regional majors over here that are now butting heads against one another. That's actually already good. I'm going to go and get the Marines out of there. Just keep the regular troops there for now. Of course, if... no, that's not going to happen. But, like, it would be fun if they forced Malacca to return course to me. One can dream, though. One can dream. Okay, so losing a tiny bit of money, but it's a very small amount. We could technically speaking just reduce the army upkeep down to 1 ducat per month again. So we'll still make it 8... Oh, wait, hold on a minute. It didn't take that number. There we go. So we're still making a tiny profit, but it's a very, very tiny. We would probably want to get another transport ship, quite frankly, so we can transport the Marines in one go. Oh. Ocean defense. You know what? I'll get the Mercantilism. May not be much of a boost. It will still kind of help. A new settlement. Oh, actually, what did we get? Oh, it is 2 across the board now. Okay. I'm going to take the base tax. Because while the 100 colonies would mean that it would save us about, you know, year and a half, probably, of the time colonizing, that extra base tax over time will be quite, or worth quite a bit. Now, we've still got the righteous leader over here, so we're going to keep the leader. We'll be probably getting the second personality. And now we're getting at least a pretty good amount of mill points and admin points. Diplo points, not a whole lot yet. Okay, we either get 4 ducats, which would be handy. 10 prestige, which is not bad either. Or 5 Republican tradition, which is also quite tempting. I'm going to take the tradition. Because that's getting us close to 90 again. So if we were to declare war on you, it's 18,000 men that would be against us. Yeah, we're not quite ready for that. Although we can probably start increasing the army size slowly. Although first we probably need to just get more ships and whatnot. Good governing policies. Ooh. I'm going to take the admin points. Now, I suppose the next idea group that we take is probably going to be a military idea. The question is which one. Defensive ideas might not be terrible for this run. Plutocratic ideas could also be handy for the mercenary costs. Less unrest, morale of armies goes up. Monthly reform progress increase in another merchant. So plutocratic ideas is fine. We could go for the naval ideas because we are going to rely heavily on navy. We could also go for quality. That would be another option. Offensive ideas is not terrible either. Technically speaking, we could go for mercenary ideas directly, but I think if we go at least for 3 or 4 of these military ideas total, so I think quality is going to be pretty decent overall, because we do require, well, like the naval stuff and the land stuff is going to be very useful for us here. So that's always nice. So that's a good one. Naval ideas we'll probably take for the naval barrage costs. We'll take maritime ideas so we can actually get the policy that increases the... is it the blockade? Hold on a minute. Yeah, blockade efficiency and blockade impact on siege. A combined policy there. So that's pretty good because the blockade efficiency means that we can, with less ships, we can raid higher development provinces. So that's kind of handy. But yeah, so naval ideas, quality ideas, plutocratic ideas we'll probably take as well. And after that, we'll see. Either if we ever get to 4th idea group of military, we'll see how it goes. But I think the naval ideas are going to be the first one there. So before we can do that, of course, we need to get the admin 7. As well as the, well, military 8 is not too far. But at the same time, since we haven't got on the institution yet, and it's not really spreading to us too far. I mean, it's slowly spreading to India at least. Well, really like modern-day Pakistan, but eventually it'll start spreading to India. Or at least a subcontinent in there, and then it's going to spread through here slowly, unless we can get some good relations with some of the nations in here. Like, we've got a good relation with Bahmanis, we cannot ally anyone, though. We could still try to improve the relations with Bahmanis again. It's already a decent amount, but we can probably try to get, or squeeze a bit more out of it. Now, any more raiding that we can do? Oh, yes, there is, actually. Several locations. You know what, we'll go with the south area first. And from there, we can start heading north. We could potentially do a bit of exploration now, but we don't have the ships for that currently. There we go, so that's 18 ducats. Let's go down this way. So this is still as far as we have range. But yeah, we hadn't really colonized any further. Potentially, we could potentially raid all the way there, but that won't really help. It's the same province anyway. Oh, there we go, we can do a whole lot of raiding in here. Good. Now it's time to start building up an army and a navy. Then potentially start a bit of expansion. We'll get the 20 ducats from there. Let's get to the, Gulf of Carpentaria, okay. I did not know that that was the name. Yeah, we can still do raiding quite a bit in here. Well, this is potentially going to hinder Sunda quite a bit. But you know what? That's their problem. Malaya is going to be winning that war anyway. Let's raid there. There's another 30 ducats. So we can actually build stuff now. Huzzah! Are the workshops? No, the workshops aren't really that great. Marketplace is not really that useful for us. The barracks, not really. Coastal defense is actually Christmas Islands. We're going to build that there. Because I want that to be a safe location in a way. And then the rest of the money we'll spend on expanding our fleet and whatnot. Getting another light ship at least would be very handy. Actually, we can probably get that started very shortly. Let's head down here. Did I not raid that? I think I did, but maybe... Well, I suppose we could do another trip there. Taking quite a bit of attrition though, so that's not ideal. We can do probably a quick repair trip to Christmas Island if need be. There we go, there's another 20. Another 33. Over here, and then we'll need to do a raiding in Karimata Strait as well. To get most out of it, but this is a fairly profitable trip overall. It's not ideal since we can't get to Malacca currently, but we'll figure out a way one way or another sooner or later. Oh yeah, Malacca is actually doing a lot of blockading in here. Yeah, so that's the 26. Let's just get to Christmas Island. And then the fleet over here will get at least one, maybe... Well, we'll just get one right now. We're going to use this as the exploration fleet. Oh, we'll get the Diplotech. Excellent. So we're not quite as far behind anymore. We're still behind, mind you, but we're not as far behind. We don't really need the spy network in Larakia currently, so we can cancel that one. Ooh. Kiwi's gone all the way to the small island there. And then we'll go out and get another cog and another galley. So that's good. We've still got 200 ducats, almost. Most of the buildings aren't really... Well, we might want to build a fort in our capital as well, now that I think of it. Make it as painful to siege as possible. Let's recall the development Bahmanis. Merchant... Oh, hello. That's some merchant... right, trade power in Malacca goes down, but we do get another mercantilism. So it's slowly going to start increasing our trade power, hopefully. Although, it's still very small. But yeah, so we are about to get the admin tech. Which allows us to get the... Lawgiver, monthly autonomy change go. Okay. Diplomatic insult from Larakia. No surprises there. They do have a claim on us. Yeah, we don't actually have any autonomy in here. There we go. So let's get the admin tech. And get another idea group. We'll get the naval ideas. We're going to go ahead and start focusing on that one. Galley combat ability plus 25% is actually going to be huge. And now we've got the privateer efficiency plus 40%, which should make the privateers a decent bit more profitable. There was 0.1 ducats previously. 0.12 right now. Oh, we can get more Republican tradition or get a bit... No, we'll just take the tradition, yeah. So that's sorted out. We're still making a slight profit. Okay, so it did increase the income by about 0.05 ducats. Not a whole lot, but it is still better than nothing. And of course, we are getting another ship in there now. And we can also maybe go ahead and get a new explorer over here. Well, actually, we can't do that quite yet. Because we don't have the points, but next month we can. So 4200. It'll do. Actually, what we'll do is we'll just combine these in Mangala for a brief moment. We'll lose a bit of income, but we can do a bit of exploration in the meanwhile. So, Southwest Pacific, we can do that. We'll discover a lot of the coastline over there. Maybe, well, no, I think we've got all of that information. Maybe over here, actually. And we discovered some new nations, so we're getting some more. Oh, right, yeah, there is no direct connection here, and that is also, impassable terrain, rather. Or wasteland, so that's kind of useful. It does mean that there's, well, there's these three. Are these actually... Oh, Malagna does not have any allies. Nyonga does, well, they do have an ally of Larakia. Larakia's got 2 nations that they ally to. Yeah, so I think what we'll probably try to do is just try to push them in here and then have them kind of rotate around here, I guess, between one another, and we'll try to conquer some of that. Or we can start pushing further east to then keep a Tiwi, for example, in their current island. Oh, this is actually a natural harbor over there. Oh, there's also a nice development there. Interesting, very interesting. Now, I suppose another thing that we could do if we want to get a bit more range on the raiding in here is colonize Sumba. Because that would allow us to then raid up to there. I guess over here. So all the way to the Philippines, and then of course the eastern coast of Borneo. War between Sunda and Malacca is still ongoing though. We'll see who wins that. Losing a bit of money. When do we get the... Ah, there we go, exploration done. There's nothing else in there. Right, so privateer. Where can we go? Moluccas is... Oh, Australia. We can actually do a lot. Alright, then let's go. Oh, we haven't discovered the trade node yet. It's probably somewhere over here. Well, we can still do the trade on the privateering regardless, and... Apparently, well, okay, so it was 0.27 for a moment there. But now we're not actually getting that, because... Is that because we just don't know where it is? I think it is. Okay. Let's try to do something else then. I guess Moluccas is still alright. Any more raiding that we can do? Oh yeah, there is actually. We're slowly expanding the fleet, but I suppose this one's probably going to be sailing... I don't know if it's going to be sailing over there. It might not. Yeah, we've still got the 200 ducats at least. How much would that be? That's... Oh, that's 38 ducats. You know what? Let's just send the big fleet. There we go. So that's the 38 ducats. Any more areas? I don't think so. Let's send these back to the Christmas Island. And with that, I do believe we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.